thought the game changed at Survivor Series when AJ Styles beat Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship. That was just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, it seems like...
Because this Raw, the game changed for Survivor Series.
In the most literal way.
Welcome to the Raw Review.
Yeah, so everything revolved around Survivor Series on this episode of Raw. There wasn't one match that didn't involve Survivor Series in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through the stuff that didn't go into our overarching storyline first. First off, we had a triple threat match to determine the fifth member of the Raw women's team, where we had Bayley, Mickie James, and Dana Brooke, with the rest of the team at ringside watching on to see who would join their side.
That was the weirdest part to me.
Having the rest of the team
having the four women just sit, like, and not, they weren't even like sitting or they weren't commentary, they were just standing, like, blocking the rampway and the ring area apart from each other.
And
like if one of the women tried to run away or something,
try to get themselves counted out in a triple threat match.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
No, and it was like that coupled with what caused the whole end of the match was just, it was all really weird because Dana Brooke was she got the shit kicked out of her a lot in this match. There was no reprieve for Dana Brooke.
Except at the end, because, I mean, she, surprisingly, at the point in the match, had things well in hand, but then, like, she fell out of the ring, and there was the other part is like, why does Asuka, like, walk up to her while she's getting up? Like,
Asuka... Other than Nia Jax, I guess the only person I would expect to go over and see if someone's okay is Sasha. Mm-hmm. She's the only one that seems like the person that would go over and be like, hey, are you alright? Instead, Asuka walks over to Dana Brooke and is like checking on her, and Dana goes, get off me!
I just really hope Asuka was just like, hey, you remember me? It's been a while.
And so, yeah, Dana was like, what the hell are you doing? Get off me! And then she punches Asuka in the face. And it's triple threat, so then Asuka proceeds to beat the fuck out of Dana Brooke.
Yeah, she chases her around. They get around to the other side of the ring on the floor, and Asuka spin kicks Dana in the face, and Dana's lights are out. I'm pretty sure she just was there for the rest of the show. We just never saw that part of the outside again. She just
kind of hung out under the ring.
Yeah, she's like
they swept her under the ring.
She's like, she was down there for like the next 3 segments.
But that left Bayley and Mickie James in the ring by themselves. Mickie attempted her jumping DDT, which Bayley reversed into the belly to Bayley, and Bayley is the 5th member of Team Raw.
Woo!
In a very roundabout way, but we knew we were going to get there anyway.
Yeah.
We also had a Cruiserweight Tag Team Match, as we had Enzo, Amore, and Drew Gulak take on Akira Tozawa and Callisto.
Or as Corey Graves called them, Muscles Marinara and Captain Wonder Bread.
Yeah. And Team Lucha. You gotta put emphasis on it, otherwise Akira Tozawa will visit you in your dreams and kill you.
I don't think he's murderous.
In your dreams, he is.
I think you're thinking about Freddy Krueger.
I'm pretty sure it's Akira Tozawa. Anyway, boy, I didn't expect Enzo to get the win in this one, to be completely honest.
I did.
But that gives me hope that maybe Callisto will take back the Cruiserweight title on Sunday.
The benefit of the doubt I'm giving this match is Enzo had a really decent sequence against Tozawa.
Yeah,
towards the beginning of this match.
And the ending was clever too.
And Enzo was moving quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe Enzo's finally acclimating to Cruiserweight speed.
Maybe. Enzo. Yeah, Enzo.
Maybe he's finally been in the pool long enough to get his toes wrinkly.
When you hang out with that many guys that are as good at what they do as those guys are,
still the entire Cruiserweight division.
You have to eventually gain something, right?
Yeah.
You would think.
Well, no, it's a case of step up or step aside.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's also, hey, Enzo, we need you to fucking prove yourself so we can get Neville back. Maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway,
he's just sitting at home now.
Yeah. Enzo ends up
getting paid to do nothing.
That's sad. Enzo ends up in the crosshairs of the top rope senton from one Akira Tozawa, but luckily for Enzo, Drew Gulak is out there and is able to kind of halfway pull Enzo out of the ring before he gets dove on from the stairs by Callisto, and Akira Tozawa ends up getting down off of the top. What?
Turnbuckles.
The turnbuckle. That's what. Yeah, off the top rope, and tries to picks up Enzo, but Enzo uses the slight distraction or whatever as Callisto gets up on the apron, actually runs Tozawa into Callisto, and then turns Tozawa around and hits the soul food, because I'm not calling it that stupid name, and Enzo picks up the win for him and Drew Gulak. Sad day.
A Holdy Hand Jawbreaker.
What?
Call it the Holdy Hands Jawbreaker.
I don't want to call it that either.
Because they gotta hold hands.
No. Brock Lesnar was there. Paul Heyman sold the shit out of this match.
Paul Heyman gave us a 5-point presentation on why we should be excited for Survivor Series, and all 5 points had to do with just Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles.
Which happens to work out because we are getting Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles.
Yeah. Not even taking into consideration that they're both the only IWGP heavyweight champions in WWE to ever face each other now.
Yep. Yeah.
The only two guys who have ever won that belt that are currently in WWE.
That's intense.
So I mean, I feel like that if it hasn't already happened, I think like the network might get a slight boost in revenue from the Japanese audience.
Possibly, yeah. I mean,
because AJ and Brock were both big draws over there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard not to be a big draw when you're AJ Styles and or Brock Lesnar. If you are AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar, you are the biggest draw.
And you are the most physically intimidating and athletic person that ever existed.
And you will never miss a shooting star press. Nor break your neck on one. So yeah, I mean, Paul Heyman did what Paul Heyman does.
And congratulations. She said yes. Someone in the crowd proposed.
That was such a random situation, but hey.
You know what? It needs to happen more often.
I mean, unless if this woman was wearing "I'm a Paul Heyman girl" shirt, and like that was her dream to be proposed to during a Paul Heyman segment. I mean,
you know what it was? Is it was a promo. It was a long, talky promo, so the guy's gonna get it out of the way between actual in-ring matches.
He couldn't actually do it in the ring, like some people get to. So he's like, I'm gonna do it when there's not a match happening, so we're not actually missing anything.
Yeah.
And then he got berated by Paul Heyman.
Yeah, which is, I mean, this is another thing that needs to happen. That's why I'm saying like this kind of stuff needs to happen more often, is because, okay, admittedly, it's funny when something happens and Paul Heyman is good on the mic.
Yeah.
And he's good at coming up with shit on the fly.
Yeah.
You know, not just like his typical always says the same thing about Brock Lesnar's shtick all the time, which the fans get into, you know, they sing along with Paul Heyman. But moments like this would afford other people, especially newer talent, to break out of the box go off script a little bit.
Yeah.
And show some, like, not script-written jumption. You know,
Just
like...
kind of just let him go.
You know, because if I feel like if it was any other person on the roster, they would have ignored it. And they would have just kept going with their promo.
Yeah, true.
You know? So, you know, let's have more interruptions, like random shit like that. Come on.
But no more fucking beach balls, or Cesaro will come to you in your dreams and kill you. Or he'll just rip your beach ball to pieces.
He'll kill your beach ball in its dreams.
In its dreams. We also had Miz TV with The Bar, because The Miz and The Bar were setting up for a 6-man tag team match against the Reunited Shield.
The first time they're going to have a match together in 3 years.
What? We also
Too
had
bad we couldn't have
Miz.
this in a pay-per-view.
We also had Miz completely and utterly destroy Baron Corbin on the microphone again. Baron Corbin should just give the U.S. title to Sin Cara.
Here's my thing. Is at this point now, I'm going to be sad if Sin Cara beats Baron Corbin.
Which Booker T might have spoiled for us.
Yeah, because Booker T, they were running down the whole card, and they get to the Intercontinental title versus U.S. title match, and Booker says, oh, we're going to have the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, versus the U.S. Champion, whoever that's going to be, either Baron Corbin or Sin Cara. Yeah. I'm hoping, and this is a weird thing for me to say,
yeah,
I hope Baron Corbin beats Sin Cara, because I don't want all of this The Miz versus Baron Corbin build to be for naught.
But here's the thing. We've had the same situation with Brock Lesnar and Jinder Mahal.
Yeah,
Paul Heyman and the Singh brothers have been going back and forth and like tearing each other apart, but now we're getting Brock versus AJ.
Yeah, the only difference is this match, nowhere near as much of the pay-per-view or subscription draw relies on this match as it did what the champion versus champion match was going to be.
Fair. But yeah. So yeah, Miz completely destroys him. They talk about how they're going to beat the Shield, and The Bar takes some shots at the Usos. Say they're going to jailbreak the Uso penitentiary.
All the other SmackDown teams will be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. But that wasn't the first time, nor the last time, that we would see or hear about the Shield.
Yeah.
Because in our overarching storyline, we open up the night with Stephanie McMahon berating Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Kurt couldn't catch a fucking break tonight.
No.
It was a bad night for Kurt Angle.
Worst night. Maybe not the worst.
Stephanie talks about how, you know, once again, hey, I'm really glad that you had everyone ready for the invasion.
The whole promo was a lot of like, here's a good little nod, Kurt. Now here's 10 things you did wrong.
Yeah, saying like, I love the fact that you had the whole Raw roster ready for for SmackDown to come and invade, but then how did the New Day get into the arena?
And that's what made Kurt sound dumb, because he's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, Kurt didn't have a good response for anything.
Stephanie, it's obvious. It was a fucking door. Got into the arena through a damn door.
It's like that back door that Dean Ambrose got out of when he got locked in that room once.
I'm just saying, most arenas don't have openable windows.
Yeah, and most arenas have a lot of doors.
There's a lot of doors.
I mean,
parking garage doors. There's doors that the public get to go through.
There's at least 4 main entrances to each of these buildings.
Usually. There's freight doors where all the big trucks park up against. Yeah. It's a plethora of doors. And I just happen to know that the New Day's favorite way to get inside buildings is through doors.
This is insider information that you've gotten from the New Day?
Yes.
Why was I not invited to this?
Well, I was the one who splurged the whatever $12 it was for a box of Budio, so.
That's fair. And then she's like, so what happens when when you get in the ring on Sunday? Like
doors.
No, doors aren't gonna happen. He says he's gonna break Shane's ankle, and Stephanie's like, that's cool, but I don't think you're gonna do that. I think you've gone soft.
I think it was the way she put it. It's not the late '90s anymore, Kurt.
Yeah, like she really sounded like she didn't watch the product in this.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I think you've gone soft, meaning she didn't watch what he fucking did at TLC. And then what was the second one that she said? I don't know. She said a few things.
She talked about Jason Jordan and how Kurt's playing favorites because somehow John Cena gets talked into being on Team SmackDown, which means Kurt picked his son over the fact that John Cena was free to go on to either team.
Or John Cena was so disappointed that he just decided to join SmackDown anyway. But regardless.
Which I think could be the case, because I think, Cena did 2 pay-per-views for SmackDown and only 1 for Raw?
Just to face Roman Reigns, yeah.
So maybe he's like, SmackDown was funner.
Well, I mean, he was a SmackDown guy, so that's kind of like, that's his place, but he'll vacation on Raw for a couple of months. So this all kind of boils down to where Stephanie is essentially just going to fire Kurt Angle now and just not worry about it. But the Shield decided to come down and vouch for Kurt, saying that he did what was right for TLC. He went to war. He's not soft. We can vouch that he's going to lead Team Raw to a victory. He's got what it takes. Oh, and also we want to beat the shit out of the New Day.
Yeah, they simultaneously vouched for Kurt Angle and challenged the New Day all in the same promo.
Yeah. It was the most concise promo Roman Reigns has ever cut.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's had a lot of practice.
Yeah. While he was homesick.
Months.
That was the other one. Stephanie goes, hey, Roman, where have you been? Gee, I don't know. Maybe the reason Kurt Angle was in the match was because people were sick. Like, that was actually said on television. And then Roman threw it back in her face like, well, where the hell have you been? We haven't seen you since WrestleMania. What happened? Oh, you went through a table? And Seth backed away like, I was not involved in this situation at all.
Yeah, so, also randomly at one point during the show, we never got an official, exact moment because we didn't watch it live. Computer. What? That at some point while Raw was on the air, the New Day accepted the Shield's challenge. And it became an official match.
That might be on YouTube. Anyway. It will officially happen. We will have the Shield versus the New Day this Sunday at Survivor Series. But we had the Shield versus the Miz and the Bar on Monday Night Raw. And that
does happen in this match.
Yeah. It was a hell of a good match.
The Shield versus the Bar and the Miz.
And the New Day.
And the New Day.
Yes, it is. Great 6-man tag match. Fun to watch the Shield all back together again. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are still my favorite part because their fucking teamwork is fantastic.
Yeah, no, that was fun because, watching them in the bar both do little, chain combos with each other was kind of fun because, they've been feuding for a little while now, so they've got the chemistry going.
Yeah, and it's you got 4 top-tier athletes in there. But eventually, at one point, The Miz ran away. Then he came back from commercial, The Miz had come back.
I guess during the commercial, he ran around and sneak attacked.
Ah, that's smart. Miz is smart. But yeah, he eventually came back. The Bar though, Roman ends up getting a hot tag. Runs through with a couple of clotheslines, couple of Superman punches. Actually gets stopped a few times by Cesaro. Gets hit with Swiss Death. Cesaro goes for his spinny little uppercut and gets another fucking Superman punch. And it's just all kinds of shit's going down. So then a diving Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins both take out Cesaro and Sheamus. And The Miz is left alone and eventually surrounded and eventually destroyed by the Shield.
Yeah. Like, Cesaro and Sheamus, they tried. But, like, even, like, Sheamus got back in the ring and ended up getting dirty deeds did.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, Cesaro was about to hit the neutralizer on Roman.
And got the...
Yeah, and then Seth did that thing where he just blurs across the screen in the air.
Yeah.
Hit Cesaro.
And then Cesaro rolled out, and then Dean dove on Cesaro.
Well, Sheamus got in and got dirty deeds did.
Dirty deeds did.
And then the Miz was stuck between a rock and 3 equally hard places.
I don't like the direction you took that.
So
anyway,
you got speared.
And then
by
Cerberus
one of the
Powerbomb.
hard places.
Yeah. Then the Cerberus Powerbomb from all 3 hard places.
Cerberus Bomb.
Cerberus Boom. And so yeah, it was not a good night for the Miz either. But then we did have Kurt address...
This one sucked worse because Roman's taller than Kurt.
That's true.
And Kurt has shrunk.
Well, I mean...
He's really small.
Well, if you use that much of your neck, you don't really have an option.
Yeah.
You naturally get shorter that way. Yes. But we had Kurt Angle addressing the entirety of Team Raw, saying that everyone is going to have a chance to prove themselves in matches heading into Survivor Series.
Yeah, they're like, Finn and Joe, you guys were really angry at each other last week, so guys, can you be a team? You're going to team against the other team, the bar.
Jason,
the club, I mean.
And Jason, a lot of people were angry when I picked you as the last member of Team Raw, so I'm going to need you to prove yourself. You're going to go against the most sadistic man I know, Bray Wyatt. And Braun...
I want Kane!
Well, I was
thinking... want Kane!
Okay, fine. Our main event is going to be Braun Strowman versus Kane.
Kane!
I wish so badly that we got Braun Strowman going, Kane! And then just walking out of the room. So... The first match we had of this series was Jason Jordan versus Bray Wyatt. Jason did pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean he was going into the commercial break really strong.
Yeah,
that's for sure. He just hurled Bray Wyatt overhead, and Bray Wyatt had to take a powder.
Yeah.
And then apparently at some point during the commercial break, Jason Jordan jumped off the ropes and his knee buckled.
Yeah. And so that became a very obvious target for Bray Wyatt. Stomping on it.
He was not one of the frequent, like, body part worker type
No,
guys.
he usually uses his body as the weapon. He
Yeah.
doesn't target a body part. But, I mean, Jason made it a little more obvious than some people do. And so, yeah, he worked over that knee like crazy. He did some gnarly shit to that knee.
He did. He stomped directly on it at one point. And it made me cringe. I've had problems with my knees before.
You have bad knees, so you're extra sensitive to it.
Seeing somebody get their knee directly just stomped on made me cringe.
Yeah, but despite all of the knee problems during this match, Jason Jordan did in fact score a roll-up pin.
Yeah, he reversed out of this Sister Abigail.
Why does Sister Abigail get an accent?
I don't know.
Sister Abigail.
Sister Abigail. Rolled up Bray Wyatt, which was smart because he didn't really need his knee for that.
No.
It was just more like his torso.
And he could leverage on the other leg anyway. So.
Yeah, and then he had his hands down on Bray's arms and shoulders.
Yeah, and then Bray's a husky dude, so he's just kind of his own weight. His own weight is on him, so.
That's what happens when you're a husky guy.
Yeah, we know. So Bray sits in the corner for a second. He's like, oh, that fucking sucked. All right, well, you're gonna die now, and proceeds to beat the shit out of Jason Jordan.
He plows him from behind.
And plows the knee a couple more times.
And then he directs him over to the ring post, and he slams the outside of his knee into the ring post, which is the opposite of what normally happens in this scenario. Normally, the way it happens is they go the inside of the knee, which allows the wrestler's leg to bend naturally around the ring post.
Not for Jason Jordan.
No.
I think
they wanted this to look legit.
Yeah. So, with that being said, about a commercial or so later, we see Kurt talking to Jason Jordan in the back saying, hey...
Yeah, well, first, here's the thing I wanted to know what happened. Is where did Kurt get lost in the arena?
Yeah,
because during the match, Kurt and Stephanie are watching, and at the end... They're like all like, yeah. Kurt's like, yeah, my son won. And Stephanie's like, okay, I might be swayed a little bit.
And then Bray Wyatt
Wyatt does the attack, and Kurt's like, and then
Here's
runs away.
Bray Wyatt was beating him down. Kurt ran to immediately get the trainer's room ready. He's like, my son's coming in here. I guarantee you, we need the room. So
he just got attacked by the most sadistic guy I know.
Kurt, you don't even know Bray that well. To be completely honest.
You know Mick Foley. He's pretty sadistic.
Yeah, yeah.
You know The Undertaker?
You know Kane.
The Undertaker's done live blood rituals on TV.
Yeah.
It's pretty sadistic.
Yeah, it's on the WWE Network for the low price of $9.99. So yeah, Kurt tells Jason that, hey, I really don't want to do this, but there's a good chance I'm going to have to pull you off the team. And Jason just keeps pleading, saying, no, don't do this, don't take this opportunity away from me, don't do this. So then...
to his credit, Jason Jordan is really good at looking like he's about to cry.
He always looks like he's about to cry. So, a couple segments later, we have Kurt Angle in the ring.
Hold on, can we save this?
What?
Because there's more less important overarching storyline shit.
I was just going to go through what happened and all the stuffs.
This is the big announcement.
You want to save this for last?
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, it's definitely the most impactful part of the whole night. Let's not follow this up by...
I don't know. The end was pretty impactful.
I'm just saying, let's not do this and then immediately go into Finn Balor and Samoa Joe beat the club. Like Finn Balor and Samoa Joe...
Wait. You're going to tell me that Finn Balor and Samoa Joe beat the illustrious Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows?
Them twos that you just said were beaten by the not team of Finn Balor and Samoa Joe.
You're going to tell me that Tex Ferguson and Chad Too Bad lost a match on Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, to Samoa Joseph and Prince Devitt.
That happened. Finn and Joe are a really fucking good team, though.
Okay. The whole part, the commentary team was brainwashed into forgetting was the fact that Finn and Joe won the inaugural Dusty Classic together. I mean, that was the predecessor to Joe's heel turn.
Yes.
Because he immediately turned on Finn Balor right afterwards.
Yeah, because Finn wouldn't give him an NXT title shot.
But they beat a bunch of really good teams.
Yeah.
They were a good team.
But I had forgotten how good of a team they were until I saw this, and they were a really good fucking team. So that might benefit them.
They're going to be the Raw version of Nakamura and Randy Orton.
Exactly what they are.
Which is why they're on the opposite team.
Except they dislike each other more than Randy and Nakamura do.
Yeah. And then the other match that we were promised, Kane versus Braun Strowman, technically never happened.
Nah, it was like a 10-minute long fight.
Yeah.
That's all it really was.
It was like
it was fun though.
It was like, okay, so I went to the movies the other night and it was like watching some of the clips from the trailer for the new Pacific Rim movie.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it was.
Two big monsters just duking it out.
No. That's exactly what it was.
Monster versus Machine.
Monster versus Machine. It is Kaiju versus Jaeger. That's exactly what it is. So, yeah, Kane doesn't even let Braun get all the way to the ring. He just gets out and punches Braun in the face.
And then Braun proceeds for the next 5 minutes to make Kane look like a little bitch.
Yeah. Until Braun decides to try and pull out a table, and Kane's like, nope! No. And so there's an attempted superplex, and there's
There's a chair.
A lot of attempted choke slams that didn't actually happen.
Braun Strowman double axe handles.
That's not a double axe handle I want to take.
No, that's like a regular person's quadruple axe handle.
Yeah. So, after a few more choking attempts and some strikes and stuff, Braun Strowman does, in fact, hoist Kane up on his shoulder.
Which, I mean, we knew he could do.
Yeah. It's just kind of difficult when a 300-pound dude is fighting back.
Yeah.
So, he does end up doing it, and we know what he's going for. He's going for that power slam. That's what he does. We did not expect the running power slam to go through the ring.
Nope.
I actually jumped when it happened because I was nervous. Except we still saw Kane's foot until I went, Nope.
Yeah. I saw it out of the corner of my eye because I think I was looking towards you.
Yeah.
And I immediately went, the fuck?
Because out of the corner of your eye,
they disappeared.
The two largest men on the roster just fucking disappear.
They went to the Upside Down.
I'd watch the shit out of that. Stranger Things Season 3 starring Braun Strowman and Kane.
Oh, God. Braun Strowman as 11.
Oh, I just connected that to another movie you and I have watched. We'll talk about that when the camera is off because it's funny in my head.
All right.
Just remind me. So, okay. So, yeah. All that happened. But back to the other thing.
Yeah, the thing we were alluding to at the beginning of the video, making as many of the game has changed references as possible.
So, yeah. Kurt Angle comes out and is, really, dancing around the fact that he has to pull Jason Jordan off the team.
Yeah. His son is injured. Essentially, Jason Jordan being not as experienced, because I think Jason Jordan is the least experienced person on the entire match.
Except for maybe Braun Strowman.
Maybe Braun. But Braun doesn't need the experience because he's freakishly strong.
Yeah.
So, Kurt, and I mean, he mentioned this in the trainers area, is that the only way that Jason Jordan is going to be an asset to the team is if he's 100%.
Yeah.
Which he won't be in 6 days.
Yeah. And Kurt is playing this not only as, a person who needs to win a match, he is the one that absolutely needs to win because his job is on the line.
Yeah.
Stephanie has already tried to fire him once tonight. So he's making sure that he's guaranteeing his team a win. And so, before he's able to really, say much, we get Jordan limping out again, once again, on the verge of tears, trying to beg Kurt Angle.
At this point, I think he actually started crying when he was in the ring.
Yeah. Just giving Kurt all the different reasons why he shouldn't do it.
Trying to play the dad card.
Yeah. That was...
Which, when he does that, it just makes me go, oh... They need to turn him heel, because that's the ultimate guilt trip thing. Dad, let me do this.
Yeah.
Because the whole time he's been like, oh, don't play favorites because I'm your son. Let me prove myself at everything. This one time something's about to get taken away from him, and he immediately goes to the "but you're my dad" card.
But what if they do take him heel and he just does really fucked up shit, and every time he beats somebody down, I just wanted to get on the microphone and go, "Are you proud of me now, Dad?" And then just drop the microphone and walk away. I would like Jason Jordan.
I mean, I'm saying, I've been trying to figure out a way how these guys are going to, end up going against each other at WrestleMania or something,
I'd watch it. But anyway.
Or them together versus Gable and Benjamin.
That too. So yeah, Jordan just keeps giving Kurt different reasons. Kurt keeps, he wants to do it, but he doesn't want to do it. He's extremely conflicted. Stephanie comes out and says, "Oh my God, just fucking do it already. Because if you don't do it, then I'm going to do it."
And then she disappears.
Yeah, she just walks away. And so Kurt's there.
And he does this thing where he just awkwardly turns towards the hard camera and stops looking at Jason Jordan.
He does this every time he's waiting for someone to come out, so you know someone's coming out. Usually that person that comes out is not Triple H.
Yeah. Triple H clad in a suit.
Yep.
Beelines for the ring.
Yep.
Gets in real quick.
Right up in Kurt's face.
"Hey, I'm the new person number 5 on your team.
And the crowd lost their shit.
And then so did Jason Jordan when he got pedigreed.
Yeah. Needless to say, the people are way more excited for Triple H.
Yeah, because let's be real, we didn't mention is that after Wyatt injured Jason Jordan, there was a thank you Wyatt chant. And the whole time Triple H was talking to Kurt Angle, the crowd was chanting pedigree.
Yeah.
They were hoping that Jason Jordan was going to get pedigree.
And they did the whole na thing as Jason Jordan was being walked to the back after his knee was destroyed. Needless to say, Jason Jordan's not the most popular guy on the Roman roster.
No.
He might be less popular than Roman Reigns. I mean, at least Roman Reigns gets some cheers.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The current Survivor Series match is now Kurt Angle, Triple H, Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, and Finn Balor versus Shane, Orton, Nakamura, Bobby Roode, and John Cena.
Yeah.
How fucking epic is that match?
I mean, it's crazy because, again, this is another one of those, like, parts where I'm a little bit torn because now we're giving John Cena, who's becoming a part-timer, Triple H and Kurt Angle, who are definitely part-timers, and they're getting spots that could be going to other people, but at the same time, if WWE is trying to hit like a nostalgia trip, it's going to be hit so hard, people are literally going to think that they are in 2004 when John Cena, Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Randy Orton are like all in the ring at the same time.
Yeah.
And I will be shocked as fuck if that 4-person quartet do not have a moment where they're like face to face. Like Kurt and John and Triple H and Randy Orton.
And they were going through like different potential matchups, like just the idea of seeing Triple H or Kurt Angle locking up with Nakamura or Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
Or seeing
things that we know have never happened before.
Or seeing Triple H face to face with his brother-in-law Shane McMahon.
Yeah. And he's feuded with both Cena and Orton.
Yeah. He's teamed with Orton. You know, he's helped build the careers of Nakamura and Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot that's going to happen in this match. And now SmackDown still feels like there's no fucking way they can lose because they're the most cohesive team.
Yeah.
But with the added ability of Triple H on the Raw side, Raw definitely has an edge as far as like experience. Not Edge. Edge isn't coming back. Edge would join SmackDown anyway. Edge will replace Bobby Roode because he beat him in his first match. No, I don't. I don't know. There's a lot going on. And we still have SmackDown. Yeah. Survivor Series can still change again.
Twice.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 championship
We have 2 title matches. Jesus Christ.
Woo. Nothing else to say.
No.
Other than I was thoroughly impressed when Raw went off the air.
The only thing left to say is thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Click the links.
So many links.
Like a podcast.
It's a SoundCloud link.
And Reasonable Wrestling fans.
Reasonable the W.
Like wrestling. Where you can check out our brand new unboxing video. There will be another unboxing video in just about a week or so. Look forward to that. But for now, guys, stay on this channel because coming up soon we're going to have Survivor Series and NXT TakeOver War Games predictions.
With the predictions villain.
Yeah, he's on his way, right?
So I've heard.
Alright. Why are you never around when he's here?
Work. Stuff.
But for now, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Fuck Enzo Amore.
Yeah.